Greetings, comic book fans. Welcome back to the Dude Cave, my little fortress of solitude. I am Jason. It is the 26th of July, 2017 at time of recording. It is the best day of the week, new comic book day, and you are watching Comic Haul Weekly, where I share with you the new comic book haul I've picked up today on the new comic book day. The idea of this video is it's going to be kind of a bit of a setup, a prequel to my main video. I'll be debuting that either Friday or Sunday. I'll be uploading the first episode of that. It's going to be called Comic Book Overload, where I'll talk about the books I've read in the last 7 days. It's not going to be reviews as such, just generally talking about what I liked and didn't like, and hopefully talking about the books will kind of segue with me kind of discussing other things in comics that I've got opinions on. That's the aim anyway. So this is just going to show you the books that I picked up today, and so you get a little bit of a preview to some of the books I might be talking about. Before we go on, I may be looking a bit pale. I am not ill. The reason I'm looking pale is I'm sitting right in front of the window, and the light coming in has made me look really pale. The original plan, I was going to film the video in the corner of the room, but that corner is too dark. I tried it, didn't work. So then the next idea was kind of do it over there. So the light is behind me. But I don't know if you can see, I've got like my books here, my Doctor Who books. And they would have took a lot of time to move to the other side of the room or wherever. So I did put the video here. It's not a particularly sunny day today. This is the kind of the irony of it, that I'm looking quite pale because the sun's shining on me. But there isn't that much sun, it's just normal light. So, I don't know. Maybe in the fullness of time, those books will come and sit over here, and we can do the video over there. We will see how we go. So, yeah, this is my first video since January. I'd love to have a massive story about where I've been. Because, I've done other videos, but I think I think it was January I last did a Comic Haul Weekly video. The aim is to make this video short. That's going to be the target anyway. But like I say, I'd love to say I have a fantastic story, but it does work. I work nights, so it can be tricky at times to get the time to do the videos. If you swap days or you do an extra day, it just throws everything out of sync. But hopefully I can get back into doing them. So let's get into the books today. I picked up 20 books today. Another big haul. Looking ahead, I think I've got quite a big August coming up, but I think September things begin to calm down a bit. I have one crazy week a month from September, and then the rest of the month it kind of is a bit calmer. So let's kick things off. We have first up from Dark Horse Comics, we have BPRD, The Devil You Know. I'm really excited to read this. I was sad when they finished this up with Hell on Earth, that finished up a few months ago now. But I'm really thrilled to see where we're going to go next, because it felt, the way the story ended, it felt like there was a lot more story to kind of carry on and tell. We then have Black Hammer, which I'm a bit behind on, also from Dark Horse Comics, issue number 11. I'm a bit behind on this, but I've been enjoying what I've been reading, so I'll hopefully catch up with that soon. We have moving over to DC now. We have Superman Action Comics, issue 984. This has been good. I've been enjoying this. Superman's really being off his step in battling Zod, because he's blind and he's battling Zod, who's a much better general. Because Superman, if they were ordinary people, Zod would beat Superman up because he's a trained soldier. Superman's just a regular guy. He hasn't got that much training in combat and stuff. So, yeah, I always find that what makes Zod such an interesting villain for Superman, because they've got the same abilities, but Zod's got that little edge from his training and stuff. So yeah, last issue ended with all our heroes trapped in the Phantom Zone. Superman's still blind. Zod knows that Superman's got a child. So yes, it's going to be interesting what's going to happen next. I've been enjoying this. Very good stuff it has been. Another book I've been enjoying is Batman Detective Comics, issue 961. One of the things that the Rebirth books have done well is that they had that initial good start, but they've retained being really good. It wasn't kind of just we'll come out the gates with good stories and then the quality's going to drop. No, they've kept that quality going. So good stuff from DC, and this has been one of my favourites. This story I don't feel is as strong as the previous stories, but I'm still really enjoying this, and I like the mix of characters. We have The Flash issue 27, which I'm a bit behind on, so I need to catch up with that because I've been enjoying my Flash. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, another book I'm a bit behind on. You'll get a feel here is I'm a bit behind still with some of my books. This was a book that I initially dropped just because I didn't want too many twice a month books. But then I kind of jumped back on it because I reread some of the early issues and I was like, was really quite good. Why did I drop this? So I'm now trying to catch up with the issues I bought that I missed. So I'm trying to catch up with those issues so I can get back to reading it every fortnight. We then have Suicide Squad. The last two issues have had really good covers for Suicide Squad. So another book that I'm behind on is issue 22. But what I've been reading of it, I've been enjoying. It's interesting because like the character Harley Quinn, I know a lot of people love her, but she's not a character that I can kind of take or leave. I'm not that big on the character, but I like her in Suicide Squad. So yeah, forward to catching up on that. Another thing I like that DC do is this title at the top. I used to get a lot of the variants for DC because they used to have like theme months, like you'd have like movie poster covers, or it would be a particular artist doing all the covers. And I used to like getting those. I remember they did the Darwin Cook ones, which I particularly liked. But I don't really bother with the DC variants now so much because the variants do not have the title of the story at the top of the page. And I just really like that. I think it's a really nice thing to have when you're flicking through your boxes to pick out a story that you can see at the top of the page. Oh, that's the whole of that story. So I think that's really good. Excuse me. Next up, we have Teen Titans issue number 10, which I've been enjoying. I think the thing, the guy in my comic shop hit this on the head perfectly. I want to see this team to be as close as the team we see in the other Titans book. And at the moment, it still feels like Damian bossing around a group of people who are getting a bit fed up of it. So I kind of want to get to there, but I'm gathering it's going to take time. That Titans team has known each other for years. This team still has known each other for 10 issues. So they shouldn't be at that point yet. But I just feel you want to kind of see some progress and some friendship building, which I don't think we've got. I think the initial arc did a really good job of setting up that Damien is lonely. That yeah, he's this killer assassin, but he's also still a kid, and he's lonely. He wants friends, and this is kind of a way to get that while at the same time, so he can be Damien. So I kind of want more that side of Damien, and to see him letting his guard down a little bit and making friends. I think would be good. But I feel that's probably a long term thing that's going to happen. So, but I'm enjoying that one. We then have Wonder Woman issue 27. I'm still finishing up the Greg Rucka run before I get into this current run. I'm going to miss Rucka on the book. I thought he did a good job, but we'll see where we go from here. Wonder Woman, I think, is a character that's at an interesting stage because her film kicked ass. It's one of the best superhero films I've seen. I absolutely love the Wonder Woman film, and I feel it's a really big opportunity now for them to capitalize on that momentum for her book to do really well and for the character. Next up, we have moving on to Image. We have Saga issue 45. This will be the first book I read this week. The way the last issue ended, what a cliffhanger! Oh my gosh, was it a dream? Is it a premonition? Is it legit, genuine, real? What is going on in the end of last issue? I'm so looking forward to getting into this and seeing what's happening. Brilliant stuff. It just remains a really, really good book. We then have Sam Wilson, Captain America, which again, I think I'm only a couple of issues behind on this one, so I shouldn't take me too long to catch up on that. A book I will be reading straight away is Captain America, Steve Rogers. Initially, I hated the whole Cap Hydra deal, but I think Nick Spencer's done a good job with it and kind of explaining that Hydra aren't Nazis, and it's just they just value strength and they value strong leadership, and that's kind of their philosophy. And that Steve Rogers is essentially, though he's more evil in the Secret Empire book because we're seeing the more of the public persona of him, but if you've been following him in his own book, he's not that dissimilar because the Hydra want strong leadership. He's got to be that strong person, and he's got to at times be ruthless. But in his main book we've seen before this event that he still had many of the same kind of ideals and values of like friendship and stuff, but it was just that he had this new moral compass that kind of was different now and skewed to where he was before. I've liked what they've done, and this issue we've got Sharon Carter, so it looks interesting because we know he's got her. Looks like we could have a showdown between those two characters. I've got Deadpool issue 34, book I'm behind on, but I want to catch up with that soon. I haven't read all the stuff with his wife and him and that whole deal. So, we then for the second week running we have Secret Empire issue number 7. Thankfully, it's just a regular issue. Last week's issue, yeah, I'll be talking about that on Friday, but yeah, that was a mixed bag. So I'm hoping for better this because I've been enjoying this event, but last issue I was disappointed with. So I'm hoping we're going to get back on track with that one. We've then got X-Men Blue. Love that cover, issue number 8. So this is a tie-in to, like many of the books, Marvel books. I think all the Marvel books I've had so far have been tie-ins to X-Men into Secret Empire, and this is the same. It was a bit disturbing last issue, as kind of Emma intimated that it was always been about her and Scott, but like this version of Scott is like a 16-year-old kid, and I'm like, okay, that's getting a bit dodgy there. You know, you're this like, you know, you're thinking of this relationship you had with this adult, and now you've got his younger version, and you think you're going to have that same relationship with this younger version. I'm like, yeah, that's getting. I know for some, that's kind of like, you know, this kind of thing they'll make videos about and put on Pornhub. But for me, I don't know. That seemed a bit dodgy. And moving over to Titan Comics now, we have Doctor Who. I've gone like, it feels like a month since I've read a Doctor Who book, but we're catching up now. We have Doctor Who, the Ninth Doctor, issue number 14. We then have the 11th Doctor, year 3, issue number 7, which I've got the variant cover there, not the main cover. The main cover was nice, but yeah, variant's good as well. And then we've got an interesting cover for the 10th Doctor, year 3, issue 7 as well. So yeah, that's an interesting cover. We then finally onto Titan Comics. We have X-O Man of War, issue number 5, which is kicking off a brand new story arc, because usually the arcs are, well, that's unusual. They've got like a cardboardy cover, but then the story starts on the cardboardy cover side, which is unusual. Usually they'll have like what happened before on there. First time I've ever seen of a cardboardy cover with the story start on the cardboardy cover. And finally, a book I'm looking really forward to. I think this is the variant cover, which I really like. It is Faith and the Future Force. I'm not sure if that's the main cover or the variant, but yeah, I like that. That looks really good. Looking forward to that. Faith's one of my favourite comic characters, not just Valiant, but all Cat comics. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to be doing with Faith and this Future Force. So that's me done. I said it was going to be a short video. Hallelujah, it is a short video. Hopefully by the time I do Comic Book Overload, I'll have sorted out this whole pale thing. Maybe, you know, less lighting in here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll sort it out. You know, it's bonkers. One corner of the room's too dark, then over here's too light. But we will get that sorted. Thank you very much for watching. I will be back Friday or Sunday with Comic Book Overload, and fingers crossed I will be back once again on next Wednesday with another Comic Haul Weekly vid. Please, if you have any opinions about this video, share them in the comments below. If you've got books that you've picked up that I've not picked up and you think, what are you doing, Jason? You're missing a really good book. Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I will be back. Thank you very much once again for watching. I've been Jason. It is the 26th of July, 2017. New comic book day. You've been watching Comic Haul Weekly. Keep reading, and bye for now.